The HP Spectre 13 ultra-portable laptop series has become known for its head-turning, ultra-luxe style, and the latest VDR-SiO starts at $1,129.99. $1,239.99 as tested is no exception. It fuses two unlikely but iconic laptop features, the snow-white keyboard and touchpad of polycarbonate Apple MacBooks from a decade ago, and the razor-thin screen bezel that Dell popularized with its XPS lineup a few years ago. That seemingly incongruous combination has the potential to be disastrous, but HP's designers pulled it off with aplomb. The Spectre 13 is a truly beautiful machine, but it also manages to pack excellent battery life and a powerful Intel Core i7 processor into an extremely thin and light chassis. A few flaws keep it from earning our Editor's Choice distinction, but otherwise, this Windows laptop should be on your short list if you want a head-turner that's also capable and reasonably priced. The ceramic white color doesn't look outdated on the Spectre 13, though, in part thanks to some design notes that act as to the laptop. For instance, above the keyboard is an ornate speaker grille that spans the length of the chassis, along with a Bang Olufsen logo to inform you of the sound system's pedigree. Indeed, the sound is remarkable for such a thin and light laptop. The Spectre 13 is 0.41 by 12.03 by 8.83 inches HWD and weighs 2.45 pounds. That beats the 13-inch Apple MacBook Pro 0.59 by 11.97 by 8.36 inches, 3.02 pounds, and even the featherlike Gram 14, which is 0.2 inches thicker and includes loud enough but hardly remarkable speakers. If the 13.3-inch LED display looks good turned off, it's even better when illuminated. It doesn't get particularly bright, falling noticeably short of a 15-inch MacBook Pro's 500 nits of brightness, but neither does its glossy finish seem to reflect as much ambient light as Apple's ultra-portables, which is good if you'll be often using it in fluorescent-lit conference rooms and windowed airport gate areas. Even though it's not a 4K display, you'd be hard-pressed to notice any imperfections in text or images as you would on a larger Full HD screen, such as an external monitor. You can order the Spectre 13 with a more expensive 4K display, but the additional pixels will likely degrade battery life more than they will make your eyes happier, unless you plan to watch lots of 4K movies and TV shows. The other nice thing about the display is that despite absurdly thin hinges, it's quite sturdy, with no flex and very little screen bounce when you tap on it. And since it's made out of Gorilla Glass, it is very good at shrugging off oils from your fingertips. After a full weekend of tapping, my review unit displayed just a handful of noticeable smudges, far less than I expected. This review unit includes 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of SSD storage. The memory complement is more than adequate for word processing and web browsing, and it also easily handled multitasking over several days of use, including streaming video from the Windows 10 Netflix app while editing images in Adobe Photoshop CS6. App loading always felt snappy, and system startup time was typically less than 10 seconds. The relatively lower storage limit might frustrate some users who have multimedia collections that they don't store in the cloud, however. Luckily, bigger hard drives, which are often the dearest upgrade option for laptops, aren't as outrageously expensive as you might expect. Doubling the storage capacity to 512 GB adds $120 to the system cost, while a 1 TB drive will set you back an extra $370. Of course, if you don't need your entire photo or video collection when you're on the road, it's cheaper still to purchase an external SSD.